What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today, BCH, USD. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys, and let's get into it, okay? It is the 18th of August. Shout out to the Dragon Riders, by the way. Here we are, sitting at about $565. If you notice something that I noticed right away just looking at this chart, we haven't had this happen since probably all the way back here in March, if not even later than that. We haven't had this many red days in a row throughout this whole uptrend. If that's not a buy signal, I don't know what is, man. It's absolutely it is. We've got these higher lows coming up throughout this range here. Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, right? We're at that area now. Okay, we're at that area now where, sure, we could drop a little bit more, but this might be our last opportunity. We're probably in our final days below $600 for Bitcoin Cash, right? And I do say that with a purpose. I don't believe that we're going to continue doing this until the end of time. And if we do, great. I would actually prefer that. That'd be so phenomenal. We would be able to make so much money, man. And retrospectively, like trading like that, you could have killed it. You really could have killed it with Bitcoin Cash here. But we're not going to have this opportunity last much longer. We're on the precipice of the breakout, and it could be this next attempt. It could be the attempt after. It could be the attempt after that. But I don't think we have 3 attempts left in us, man, where we do see new all-time highs. And this next attempt above $600 very well could be our last. You know what I mean? Whenever we see, and when I say last, I mean forever. For all existence, forever and ever, right? Bitcoin, BTC, will never again go below $100,000. Never again. Unless... even if the flippening happens with Bitcoin Cash, I still don't see Bitcoin going below $100,000 because you'll have people who are investing in it still. Corporations, nation states, Michael Saylor, right? You're still going to have that. But Bitcoin Cash, could overtake it definitely. And even with that, I think Bitcoin will still never go below $100,000. But just like that, for Bitcoin Cash here at $600, it's never going to go below $600 ever again. Either this next time that we break above it or the time after, right? We're getting very near that point where greatness and glory is upon us, and we're breaking through another barrier, a historical moment that we're just never going to see again, right? Just like back here, these are our fleeting moments, our last moments below $500. We're never going to see that again for Bitcoin Cash. These are our fleeting moments, our last moments, final hours below $600. We are going to rip, and we're going to see some fantastic growth. If we're looking at this on a 1-hour time frame here, all right, think about it. When Bitcoin Cash is worth $100,000, don't you want to be of the select few that says, I bought it below $600? I bought this. It's like that same status with Bitcoin. Like imagine saying Bitcoin Cash is going to hit this price eventually, right? It's going to be here soon enough. Imagine if you bought Bitcoin at $500. How many people could have, would have, should have back then, man? It makes me want to buy more. I feel dumb for not actually just putting my whole damn portfolio in Bitcoin Cash because out of every crypto I hold, I have a lot of conviction in a lot of cryptos, you guys. I love Cookie DAO. I love Onyx Coin. I love Litecoin. I love Monero. Those ones I probably have even more conviction in for the long term than the prior two that I mentioned. Dogecoin, I love all those coins. But when it comes to conviction for the most growth over the next 10 years, Bitcoin Cash is the one that I have the most faith in, right? Between now and the end of this cycle, is it going to grow the most out of all those coins I just named? Maybe, maybe not, probably not. It probably won't grow the most. Cookie DAO probably grows the most, or XCN. But over the next 10 years, is Cookie going to be relevant in 10 years? Is Onyx Coin going to be relevant in 10 years? I don't know. But I do believe Bitcoin Cash will be relative not just in 10 years. It'll be relevant not just in 10 years. It'll be relevant in 100 years, in 200 years. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be, it's here to stay. And this is that coin, this is that second chance, man, to buy Bitcoin below $1,000. It's here right now. I'm so caught up in the rhetoric. Let's just move on, okay? Right now we're forming what they call an inverted roof pattern. Okay, it's an inverted roof. Typically inverted roofs are bottoming patterns, but they're defined as neutral patterns, so you could continue to move lower, absolutely. But we're at the low, we're at the bottom. I don't know. I feel frisky. This might be the low, man. Bitcoin Cash does have a tendency to find its lows before Bitcoin, or even at the same time as Bitcoin. And Bitcoin very well could have found its low as well. That 114.6K area could have been it. Here we found support on April 7th, just like Bitcoin. Here, let's see. Here we topped off in December, so we topped off before Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin topped off in January. August 5th, wasn't it August 7th that Bitcoin bottomed out? Let's go back and see, hold on. Or August 11th, maybe. No, it was August 5th. Okay, so they like to bottom out at the same time. So with that in mind, if you're like me and you assume Bitcoin will go a little bit lower, maybe there is a case to be built for Bitcoin Cash to go lower too. But it's very possible that we have found support. Maybe this chart will help tell us. So if we're looking at the 1 hour time frame, I'm all over the place. Let's try and get grounded, okay? Inverted roof, potential bullish reversal pattern here. If we break out, we go lower. It's not too much lower that we'll go, like maybe 560, 557, right? We're at 565 now, so nothing too crazy. MACD's crossing up, which looks good. Stochastics, you're finding a little turbulence here at the 50, but we got 34 minutes left in this 1 hour time frame. Let's see if we can close the screen. If we can, then we're probably crossing and moving up, which is nice. The RSI is beaten to all hell. I wouldn't be surprised in the least actually looking at the RSI if we did have a slightly lower low, got some bullish divergence, and then we move up. So perhaps what we're doing is we're forming a kind of like W pattern, something like that. Maybe we move up first and then we move down. You know, on that note, it's actually very possible because with this inverted roof, it's not like a bottoming pattern in itself. It might be a bounce. We move up the measured move of this pattern. Maybe we even move up to 576, and then we still come down. Maybe that's what happens. You know, maybe we do something like that. We move up a little bit, then we move down a little bit. Bitcoin Cash is definitely squirrely. So I wouldn't be surprised if we had lower prices to go. Let's look at this on a little bit more of a broad perspective and see if we can identify any Fibonacci retracements or extensions that would make sense. I don't know which one to take. I want to take this high to low and this high to low. I have a feeling that extensions are going to be at the same area, so it probably doesn't really matter too much. Low to high is what I meant to say. Yeah, look at that. They're basically at the same areas. But here you hit your 1886. How about this? The lowest I see you going is 550, 549. Okay, 549. I don't see us going below 549. We're at 566 now, so that's the lowest I see us going. Likely, we will find support somewhere around 550 to 560. Okay, somewhere in that area, 559 to 549. And then from there, this will probably take place over the next 6 hours, over the next 2 days and 6 hours. It'll take place Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. We'll find, it's Monday now, so Tuesday or Wednesday we'll find our low and then begin to recover. And when Bitcoin Cash recovers, it moves up pretty fast, right? We see how it moves down, it dilly-dallies, but when it moves up, it moves fast. When it moves down, it takes some time, it takes its sweet time, but then whenever it moves up, it moves fast, okay? So I would expect a swift recovery back to 640 and beyond. We should be seeing some dramatically higher targets, fantastic targets in a very short amount of time. Looking at the 4-hour indicators, RSI, come back down, get that bullish divergence built. You can move up first and then come back down, but build that bullish divergence. Stochastics are bearish and the MACD is bearish too. Get some bullish divergence going on, which will only happen if we see a slightly lower low, and then we can move up. We don't need bullish divergence to move up, but it would look nice. It would make me feel good. Okay, make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Regardless of the feelings of warmth and fuzziness, we are definitely at a bottoming point here at 560. We don't have to go lower. This could be it. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red days in a row. Let's get a 7th. Let's close tomorrow red, find our low, and be done with it, okay? Maybe we get 6 and that's it. Cool, whatever. But I think we go just a little bit lower, find support, then move up. And this next attempt really could be the attempt, my friends. This is the moment that we've been waiting for so long. Breaking out of this lifelong historical consolidation phase that we've been in, this downward trending line that we've broken out of about a month ago now. We're just waiting. We're waiting. And the thing is, you know, I want to compare it to Onyx Coin, but Onyx Coin's like in the dumps, where here you're more like at the top. But both of those coins, I'm thinking of comparing it to that just because there's this moment right now where you could buy. And it's so obvious that it's a good moment to buy. And once it does its thing, you're going to literally think the same thing that you're thinking right now, which is it's so freaking obvious that I should just sell every worldly possession that I have and buy Bitcoin Cash at these levels. But most people won't take that opportunity until it's blatantly in their face. And at that point, people FOMO. They're buying our bags, right? I'm not going to sell. I'm not selling. So they're not going to buy my bags, actually. But they're buying bags from somebody else. But Bitcoin Cash is the long-term gem for me, man. I'm going to hold. I really do think that we're going to see some spectacular upside. I'm expecting this next move to be the biggest move either in Bitcoin Cash's existence or the second biggest move. What do I mean by that? Okay, so this is clearly the biggest move we've ever had to the upside. I guess this is the biggest move to the downside. Okay, upside, downside, whatever. We've had some fairly big moves this cycle, but nothing that compared to this. I think this move will be comparable to this. I think that it will be. This move that we're about to see. By the end of the year, we're going to be like, holy shit. And of course it would be. Let's go over all the reasons why. Multi-cycle downtrend on this trend line. Really, it's not a downtrend, right? It's no more a downtrend than it is an uptrend, as I like to say, right? People say Bitcoin Cash has been in a downtrend, but let's be fair. A downtrend is defined as lower highs and lower lows. We don't have that. We have higher lows and lower highs. It's a consolidation phase. Multi-cycle downtrending line, multi-cycle consolidation phase, we've broken out of that, okay? Step one as to why, and not just multi-cycle, but lifelong consolidation phase. We've had two coins, XRP and XLM, Stellar Lumens, who both broke their multi-cycle consolidation phases. Not lifelong consolidation phases, but multi-cycle. And they saw eruptive, we moved up 400%, 800% in a month with those things. Crazy growth, right? Phenomenal. Where's Bitcoin Cash on the scale whenever it comes to XLM? It's got a higher market cap than XLM, right? I know it's lower than XRP. Come on now, coin market cap. Yeah, Stellar's up here. Number 13. Bitcoin Cash is number 16. But XRP was number 3 or number 4, number 5, whatever, back whenever it pumped. It moved up like 400% in a month or two. Bitcoin Cash moves up 400%, you guys. We're sitting above like $4,000 or $2,000. We're sitting well above $2,000, right? It can happen, and it just might happen. I genuinely don't know what to expect. I feel like we can throw in all the fibs, all the fancy indicators, all the rationality that we have, but the reality of the matter is I think we're going to deal with a move that's completely irrational to the upside. Maybe we literally move all the way up to $3,500 and we test our prior all-time highs. That's what Stellar Lumens did. That's exactly what XRP did when they broke out of their multi-cycle consolidation phases. It's exactly what they did. So I feel too bearish calling for 1,600, but that's the minimum target, right? 3,500 might not even be bullish enough. Perhaps we rip and rally all the way up to $5,300. We see new all-time highs. I don't know. And it's not just this multi-cycle consolidation phase that has me curious and eager, right? It's not just this that has me thinking this is why we're going to see the largest move that we've ever seen, but there's other things. Let's go over it real quick. We type in BCH BTC on the Binance chart because BCH USD, Coinbase has the most history, but BCH BTC, Binance has the most history, in case anybody's curious. Okay. We look at this on a monthly time frame. We're talking about long-term stuff here. You can see visibly with your eyes that something's going on in this chart. It's a terrible chart. Absolutely. We've absolutely been diminished, demolished over time. But do you notice how we've broken out of this channel down? I didn't draw the lines perfectly, but I don't think it takes even lines to use your eyeballs and see that we've broken out of this channel. We've got this, what's called a rounded bottom, a frying pan, a saucer pattern. Use any of those three terms. What does a rounded bottom mean on a chart? What does a saucer pattern mean on a chart? What does a frying pan pattern mean on a chart? It means the same thing. Long-term accumulation. It's an accumulative phase, and it typically promotes one of the most spectacular reversals that you'll see in the space, like in stocks and crypto and whatever. Bitcoin Cash throughout its whole life, this is versus Bitcoin, has had lower lows and lower highs. We haven't changed that dynamic. Okay. If you want to call that higher highs, cool, but then what? We got higher highs here like that. It's not higher highs. It's not higher highs yet. We did have a double top, which is a first. We've never had that before. I guess this was a higher high here, but you still have lower low, so it doesn't count. We've never had that before, a double top. This low is a lower low, but you guys, something, it's different. You can just see it's changing. And what I think is going to happen with this move up is not only are we breaking out of a multi-cycle consolidation phase, a lifelong historical consolidation phase, making history through that, we're also going to see something else that's groundbreaking, a higher high versus Bitcoin. That might not seem significant, but I want you guys to understand how significant that is, absolutely powerful that is. There's no longer can anybody who's a Bitcoin maximalist, and all the Bitcoin maximalists hate Bitcoin Cash. I don't think the Bitcoin Cash maximalists even hate Bitcoin. We just think you're wrong. And I say we, I'm not a Bitcoin Cash maximalist. If I was, I'd only own Bitcoin Cash, but I'm a very strong believer in Bitcoin Cash. I always have been. Even through the turmoil, man. Always have been. We were at a point this cycle where things could have gotten dicey. If we came back down, that would have been it for Bitcoin Cash, but it didn't, and of course it wasn't, because we've got all this development going on. This thing is truly better than Bitcoin. I love following. I don't know if you guys follow Callisti Cash on X.com, But I think he's hilarious, man, and also very smart. Clearly, he's smart. And if you follow the Bitcoin Cash podcast on X, I don't know if I follow them on X, but I do follow them on YouTube. Very smart people, and there was something that Callisti posted. He was tagging somebody's post. They're like, I've yet to see one solid argument against being a Bitcoin maximalist, and he's like, well, you clearly haven't looked into Bitcoin Cash, and that's all I'm trying to say. I guess I'm not going to pull him up, but shout out to Callisti. Let's see. How do I spell it? Isn't it Callisti? Why can't I? Isn't it? Maybe I'm not spelling it right. Cash. We'll just type in cash. We'll see. Nope. I know I'm following him. I just don't. I don't know. I thought I knew how to spell his name. Callisti. Oh, it's 2 L's. That's why. Callisti Cash. Yeah, this guy. Yeah. If you like Bitcoin Cash, you should follow him. Honestly. Shout out to Callisti one more time there. But anyways, where was I? What was I talking about? I was just saying, all this hate and disbelief in Bitcoin Cash. This is super significant. Seeing new highs, higher highs versus BTC, and then getting set up for a higher low. Once that higher low is set, you guys, this is a long term, and this higher low is probably going to be set in the bear market. Look at how we have it drawn, right? Bull market finish up here, right? Higher highs. Bear market finish down here. Both bullish prospects, higher lows and higher highs. This is going to change the game for Bitcoin Cash. It's going to be looked at in a different light. It's going to have to be, because no chart in crypto's history that's been around this long that has seen a consistent downtrend versus Bitcoin has ever turned it around. No chart. There's some charts like the Ethereum and XRP charts that are they're range bound, but that's different than what we have here. No chart has seen a downtrend versus Bitcoin and turned it around throughout multiple cycles of existence. It's never happened. But there will be one. Why am I so bullish? Why do I hesitate to say that we'll even be at $2,000? Why am I not hesitant at all to say we could see new all-time highs with this next move? It's for these reasons. And it's not just these reasons. There's more to come. We look at the weekly RSI. Never before have we been this bullish on the weekly RSI, where we've been consistently overbought like this. Never before have we seen a high reading like this. This reading was very close, but this was the highest reading we'd ever seen. We got the strongest readings and continual strongest readings. This was the second strongest reading if this one didn't happen, right? We've got 1, 2, 3 of the strongest readings in Bitcoin Cash's existence, 4, 5, all above the average from the prior 2 cycles. All right now, this cycle is so much more primed to break out, okay? We look at the monthly time frame. We haven't even gotten overbought yet, right? I mean, I guess we got overbought here with this move, but we haven't even gotten overbought yet with this move is what I'm talking about. We're about to see this phenomenal breakout happen. And when we get overbought, look at what happened the last time. 127% in a month. Are we going to move up 127% from here? Hell yeah. And then some. Absolutely. We've got so much growth to go. We have higher lows. We're going to get higher highs. We're going to produce not just the strongest reading on a weekly time frame for the RSI, but the strongest reading we've ever seen on a monthly time frame for the RSI, along with showing the strongest strength that we've shown versus Bitcoin ever in existence, along with breaking out of a trend that we've been bound by for its whole existence, right? And there's one more thing, which to me is very significant and speaks at a very simple level, simplistic level to anybody who understands charts. Your EMAs, your EMA ribbon on a monthly time frame has finally flipped bullish. I'm not saying this lightly. 99% of cryptos, when they have their monthly EMA flip like this, it doesn't flip bullish ever again in its existence. It doesn't happen. It's not that they don't go above the ribbon, but it never flips bullish again. This is a rare thing on top of a bunch of rare things. The only thing that hasn't actually happened yet is the higher high. We're assuming that happens, okay? But we've done the math. I did a long-term video for that. We explained why that's a very feasible option. And I absolutely believe that it's going to happen. But this is powerful, and this is simple. It's very simple to understand. You've never done this before. You have not even expanded. What happens when the ribbon expands? Look at it. When it expands, you get some serious movement. We haven't even expanded yet. We're loading up the truck. We haven't made the move yet is what this is saying. But you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity right now before this move happens. Now, Am I pumping this up too much? Could it stop at $1,600? Sure. $566 up to $1,600. You're performing on average with the rest of the markets. Great. So at a minimum, you're going to perform on average. You're a top 20 coin. It's been around for multiple cycles. Probably has institutional investment and involvement in, right? And even nation states are probably going to come around to investing in Bitcoin Cash. I know some already have before this cycle ever happened, right? Bitcoin Cash is one of the few cryptos that actually has had nation state leaders invest in Bitcoin Cash, take their salaries in Bitcoin Cash, right? Take their salaries in this crypto. Most cryptos haven't even had that. I don't even know. Did that happen before Bitcoin even? Like a government official before? I don't know. But I know it was one of the first, right? There's going to be more that adopt this thing. And if that only gets us a minimum pump of an average move, what the average coin's expected to do, a 3x, okay, cool, we'll take it, whatever, fine. But all these firsts, all these potential, this very significant potential first that's going to take place because of this, I can't help but think that we'll see dramatically higher prices, you guys. And we talk about this all the time because it's a truly special moment right now. And I'm just like in my head thinking, I'm like, do I even need a car? Like, should I get an extra job? Should I work? Should I go back to the grind? I got a newborn, man. I don't know. I need to help out, like around the house, But should I take out a massive loan? Like, what am I doing? Not doing everything in my power. Not being the Michael Saylor of Bitcoin Cash right now, because this is truly going to not just do well this cycle, but over time it's going to do well. Over time, Bitcoin Cash will see the same prices Bitcoin has achieved, right? It's the best thing. And as this chart starts to shift, it'll be inevitably validated that we are gaining value versus Bitcoin. And at that rate, this will be the only crypto that over the long term is a feasible option to outperform the current reigning king. Will it flip Bitcoin? I don't know. It's a long ways away to get up here. But it could, man. It could take some time. It could be 2030. It could be 2060. I don't know. We got a lot of work to do, but I think it's going to happen at some point, man. It's going to happen very soon. Sooner than you think, sooner than you might think. And it'll seem obvious. That's what got me on this whole thing is, why does it seem obvious? Once we move up here, we're all going to say the same thing. I should have bought more. I knew it was going to do this. I should have bought more. It might even go higher. I knew it was going to do this. I should have bought more. It might even go up higher. I underestimated it. Why did I underestimate it? I knew I should have done this. I knew I should have bought more, right? Those days are coming very soon. Hit the like button, subscribe. One last shout out to the Dragon Riders. We ride at dawn, baby. It's coming. It's going to be a bright, bright day. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.